All right, I got a little time. It's the day before Election Day, and I'm at my precinct, the place where I vote. I vote at the public library, the downtown library. I don't have conventional housing. I live in a hotel, but this is my polling place. Hopefully, you figured out by now that if you don't have conventional housing, that it doesn't stop you from registering to vote, and that you have registered to vote. Go on and check out my YouTube channel because I'm going to be talking a little bit more than this Instagram post is going to let me talk. But the gist of this whole thing is now that you have the right to vote, you need to exercise the right to vote. Exercise your voting right. Because in some areas, they have purged the polls for people who did not vote or did not exercise their right to vote during the midterms. So you don't want to be surprised when you come to the general election and say, well, I registered to vote. But if you didn't exercise that right to vote during the midterms, or it's a possibility that your name could be deleted. So you don't want to have any reason not to be included. And, whether all those things, I don't know how it's going to be in your area when it comes time to casting a vote, but don't let anything be an obstacle in helping you to exercise your right. I spoke to a lady who had become an American citizen. She and her husband were from South Africa, and they said they had to sign something. They had to sign something indicating that they would vote in every election. And we as Americans sort of take that for granted, being able to vote. You can vote regardless of, you're living in a tent, you're living in your car, you're still an American citizen, you're still an American, and you still have the right to vote in every election, to register to vote. You've been to prison, you got released, you have a felony, you still can vote. Exercise those rights. Make your voice heard, regardless of your living circumstances. And who knows, your exercising your right to vote may at some point, make a change in the circumstances that people have to live in when they lose access to their homes. Right now, it's deplorable, as we all know. There's just very little accommodations for people to have clean, sanitary living places when they lose their home. And that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. So hopefully our political voice at some point be able to galvanize, and it's going to be the power of the vote. Many people who have been subjugated, who have been marginalized in this world, have used the power of the vote to change things. So don't take it for granted. Don't take your voice for granted, your voice with other voices, and the change that you might be able to make. So I just want to emphasize, whenever you hear this, I'm trying to get it out by Election Day. Hopefully you'll hear it before, maybe by 7:30 or 7:45, or just time enough to make it to the poll. And hopefully this will encourage you to not let that day pass by and actually vote. Utilize your right to cast a ballot. All right, this has been Lit, and I hope to talk to you soon. And peace, or Lit.